It's not just old age. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever looked in the mirror and quietly wondered, where did my energy go? It's not that you're in pain. It's not even that you're sick. But you feel like your body has lost its spark, like a lamp that still works, but somehow doesn't glow quite as brightly as it used to. You're not imagining things. And no, you're not just getting old. That phrase, just old age, is one of the most dangerous lies we've been told. It's a lazy explanation. And worse, it shuts the door on deeper understanding. Imagine this. Your car starts stalling. You take it to a mechanic, and instead of checking the engine, he says, "Well, it's an old car." What do you expect? You'd never accept that. You'd want answers. So why do we accept that for our bodies? Why do we let our exhaustion, our slowed steps, heavy eyelids, foggy minds, be dismissed as something we're supposed to tolerate, rather than something we're allowed to understand? Let me tell you the truth. Yes, aging brings changes. But chronic fatigue is not a requirement of aging. There are real, biological reasons you feel more tired. Some can be addressed. Others can be softened. But all deserve attention. When we stop brushing off our fatigue as just old age, something powerful happens. We begin to heal. So if you felt unseen, unheard, or waved away with a smile and a shrug, I want you to know this video is for you. Your tiredness matters. And today, we're going to uncover the quiet causes behind it, one layer at a time. You deserve energy, not just explanations. If you ever left the doctor's office with a shrug and the words, "It's just part of aging," echoing in your ears, let me gently say, that's not good enough. Yes, aging brings changes, some of them unavoidable. But feeling exhausted every day should never be dismissed as a normal sentence for growing older. You deserve more than that. You deserve to be understood, not just explained away. You deserve to be investigated, not ignored. Because there's a difference between aging and deteriorating, between slowing down and shutting down. And that difference often lies in whether your fatigue is being taken seriously. Let me be very clear. You are not broken. What you're feeling, the heaviness, the brain fog, the lack of motivation, it has reasons, real ones, biological, emotional, cellular, hormonal, environmental. And the beautiful part? Many of those reasons are addressable, not through overnight miracles or magic pills, but through small, informed, compassionate changes, through people who listen to you, through labs that go a little deeper, through habits that honor your body's current reality, not what it used to be. If any part of this video spoke to you, if something finally clicked, I invite you to pause right now, reflect, and share something in the comments. Maybe just one sentence. That's how I feel. Because when you say it out loud, others realize they're not alone either. And when we realize we're not alone, healing becomes possible. So please, like this video, subscribe if it brought you clarity, and share it with someone you love. Because energy is not a luxury. It's your right, and it's never too late to reclaim it. Point 1, mitochondrial decline. Your inner battery is wearing down. Imagine every cell in your body as a small house, and inside the house is a furnace. The mitochondria quietly working day and night to generate heat, light, and energy. But as you enter your 70s, those little furnaces start to rust. Not because you did anything wrong, but because over time, they face countless stressors, processed foods, chronic inflammation, medications, toxins in the environment, and simply decades of use. They get damaged. They don't die. They just lose their spark. The result? You still move. You still think. You still breathe. But every function now runs in power-saving mode. Your muscles don't recover as quickly. Your brain takes longer to process. Your stamina declines, not from weakness, but from cellular fatigue. Let's revisit Frank, the retired carpenter, once known for building furniture with his bare hands. Now he hesitated to walk his dog for more than 10 minutes. He wasn't in pain. He wasn't short of breath. He was just tired, deeply tired. His mitochondrial function, measured indirectly through lactate levels and oxidative stress markers, revealed that his cells weren't producing enough ADP, the body's main fuel source. Thankfully, mitochondria can be nurtured back to life. How? Gentle, daily movement like walking or Tai Chi, antioxidants like CoQ10, alpha-lipoic acid, and resveratrol, deep breathing or light fasting, which encourages mitochondrial biogenesis, creating new, healthier mitochondria. Frank didn't need a miracle. He just needed support at the cellular level. If your body feels like it's slowing down, the issue may not be in your muscles or your motivation, but in your energy makers, and they can be revived. Point 2, silent inflammation, the invisible drain. Inflammation isn't always dramatic. It doesn't always come with swollen joints or fever. In fact, some of the most dangerous inflammation is silent, simmering just below the surface for years, even decades. It's called chronic low-grade inflammation, and it's one of the most overlooked causes of fatigue in older adults. Think of it this way. Imagine a phone with 15 apps running in the background. You're not actively using them, but they're draining the battery all the same. That's what chronic inflammation does to your body. It keeps your immune system logged in, using energy even when you're doing nothing at all. Where does this invisible fire come from? Processed or sugary foods. Environmental toxins like air pollution or pesticides. Poor gut health or undiagnosed food sensitivities. Gum disease or hidden infections. And even emotional stress that your body internalizes. Take Margaret, 76. Her daily routine was calm, but she still felt tired before lunchtime. Her joints ached mildly, but she brushed it off. Her doctor said everything looked fine until she met with a functional practitioner who tested her HSCRP, high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, and found elevated levels. Margaret didn't need medications. She needed an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. More omega, 3 fats from fish or flax. Cutting back on sugar and ultra-processed foods. Gentle daily walks to circulate lymph. And curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Within 8 weeks, she began to feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally. The bottom line? Your immune system may be fighting battles you can't see. And those battles silently steal your energy, day after day, unless you learn to cool the fire. Point 3, nutrient absorption worsens with age. You're eating, but are you nourished? Here's a frustrating truth that many people in their 70s never hear from their doctors. You can be eating all the right foods and still be undernourished. Why? Because as we age, our digestive system changes. Your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid, which is crucial for breaking down protein and absorbing minerals like calcium, zinc, and iron. Your pancreas becomes less efficient at releasing enzymes needed to digest fats and carbohydrates. And your gut lining, where nutrients are absorbed, may become thinner or inflamed. That means even a beautiful plate of salmon, broccoli, and brown rice may not fully deliver the nourishment your cells need. Let's go back to George, 78. Every morning, he had eggs, whole grain toast, and fruit. His lunch and dinner were home-cooked. But despite this, he often felt lightheaded, mentally foggy, and weak in the afternoon. When tested, George's vitamin B12 and magnesium were both low. Not because he wasn't consuming enough, but because his stomach no longer made enough intrinsic factor, a protein needed to absorb B12. After starting a methylated B12 supplement under the tongue, which bypasses the gut, and taking magnesium glycinate, his clarity and strength began to return within weeks. What can you do? Ask your doctor for nutrient testing beyond the basic panel. Choose easier-to-absorb forms, liquid vitamins, sublingual B12, chelated minerals. Support your gut health with probiotics and fiber-rich foods. Consider digestive enzymes if meals make you bloated or tired. Eating well is enough. After 70, the real question becomes, is your body absorbing what you're giving it? Because fatigue isn't just about effort. It's about fuel. Point 4, hormonal shifts. The quiet drop that changes everything. Hormones are your body's messengers. Tiny chemical signals that tell your organs, tissues, and even your brain how to function. They regulate everything from your metabolism to your mood, your muscle tone, sleep, and even how your body uses sugar and fat. But as you age, especially into your 70s, those messages become weaker. It's not that the hormones disappear overnight. They simply decline slowly and quietly, like a radio station fading out until you barely hear it. For example, your thyroid may still produce hormones, but the signal doesn't reach the cells as effectively. Cortisol, your stress hormone, might stay elevated, disrupting sleep and energy. In men, testosterone may drop, leading to fatigue, low drive, and loss of motivation. In women, declining estrogen can impact everything from joint health to mental clarity. Let's take Lena, 73, as an example. She was sharp, active, and full of humor just a few years ago. But slowly, she began withdrawing. Not from sadness. She just didn't have the drive. She told her doctor, "It's not depression. It's like I've gone flat, like a song with no melody." Her standard hormone tests came back normal, but a deeper panel revealed that her free T3, the active thyroid hormone, was low, and her DHA, a hormone that supports stress resilience, had dropped significantly. With gentle, natural support, including ashwagandha, low-dose thyroid assistance, and regular morning walks, Lena said, "It feels like someone turned the color back on in my life." The truth is, you don't have to feel faded. Hormonal shifts are real, but they are not beyond your control. And with the right guidance, you can restore clarity, energy, and joy without forcing anything unnatural. Point 5. Sleep changes in quality, not just quantity. As we get older, sleep changes. Not just how long we sleep, but how well we sleep. Many people in their 70s proudly say, "I sleep 8 hours a night." But when you ask how they feel in the morning, the answer is often, "Still tired." Why? Because not all sleep is created equal. In youth, your body cycles through 4 to 5 stages of sleep, including the all-important deep sleep, slow wave, and REM sleep, which restore the brain, repair muscles, and regulate hormones. But after 60, and even more so after 70, you naturally spend less time in those critical stages. Instead, sleep becomes lighter with more time in stage 1 and 2, which don't offer the same level of restoration. Even worse, as you age, your body becomes more prone to micro-awakenings, brief interruptions in sleep that you may not remember, but that fragment your sleep architecture and leave you feeling like you never truly rested. Let's go back to Tom, 75. He was in bed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's 8 hours, right? But a sleep study revealed he was waking up 30 to 40 times a night due to mild sleep apnea. His oxygen would drop just enough to disrupt deep sleep without waking him fully. He didn't need a CPAP machine. Simple adjustments, elevating his head, losing 7 pounds, using nasal strips, and running a humidifier made all the difference. What else can help? Avoiding screens 1 hour before bed, keeping your room cool and dark, taking magnesium glycinate or L-theanine to calm the nervous system, investigating medications that may interfere with sleep stages. Because after 70, sleep is no longer just about hours. It's about depth, continuity, and repair. And reclaiming that restful rhythm can change everything about how you feel the next day. Point 6. Emotional fatigue. The kind you can't measure on a lab test. Not all tiredness begins in the body. Sometimes it starts in the heart. Emotional fatigue is a quiet, heavy fog that settles over your life. Not loud like grief, not sharp like sadness, but slow and numbing. It doesn't show up in blood work. No doctor can detect it with a stethoscope, but you feel it deeply. In your 70s, this kind of fatigue is more common than people realize. You may have lost friends, a spouse, or even your sense of purpose after retiring. You may no longer feel needed the way you once did, as a parent, as a worker, as a caregiver. You may even feel invisible in a world that's moving faster than ever. Edna, 79, described it best. She said, "I'm not sad. I just feel hollow, like I'm living in black and white while everyone else is in color." Her doctor checked her heart, her iron, her thyroid, all normal. But no one asked about her emotional world. After months of pushing through the fog, Edna joined a senior walking group at the local park. At first, she barely spoke, but over time, she began to laugh again. She got a small dog. She started painting, just for herself. Her energy didn't come from supplements. It came from connection, expression, and a reason to get out of bed. Because the truth is, the soul gets tired too. If you felt emotionally drained, please know, You are not broken. You are simply human. And sometimes, healing your energy isn't about doing more. It's about feeling more seen, more connected, and more alive.